Sean Diddy Combs is denying allegations of rape, physical abuse, and sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend, R&B star Cassie Ventura, in a disturbing new lawsuit.
Diddy sat inside the courtroom as potential jurors were questioned about this surveillance footage showing him physically assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
It's getting way too hot in Diddy's courtroom right now, and the jury, they are fed all the way up. And yes, things exploded after Diddy was allegedly caught lying about that infamous Cassie video. Yeah, the same one where he first admitted it was real, apologized, and then tried to backpedal like it never happened. Now, the jury's faces said it all. Pure shock, disbelief, and zero tolerance for the flip-flopping. And with every messy twist, it's clear this trial is spiraling out of control. And let's just say, Diddy might be running out of ways to save himself. Here's what happened. We are only a few days into this trial, and already it's looking like a straight-up disaster for Diddy. Like, the courtroom hasn't even finalized a jury yet, and we're knee-deep in drama. According to brand new court docs, Diddy was grilled hard about why he lied. Yes, lied. About that now infamous hotel video of him beating Cassie. You remember when that tape dropped, right? The whole internet was shook. In case you missed it, the security footage aired by CNN clearly showed Diddy viciously attacking Cassie right there in a Los Angeles hotel hallway back in 2016. The clip revealed Diddy was wearing nothing but a white towel, charging, punching, and kicking Cassie like it's some kind of twisted nightmare. And if that wasn't horrifying enough, you see him shoving her, dragging her like a rag doll, and even hurling a vase right in her direction. It's the kind of footage that makes your stomach drop, and trust me, people are shook.
It did open the floodgates, but in that complaint, Jake, she details an incident that she alleged happened in March of 2016 at a hotel in Los Angeles. She claimed in her lawsuit that she was physically assaulted by Diddy.
This video eerily matches what Cassie described in her bombshell lawsuit from November, where she accused Diddy of years of sexual and physical abuse. Cassie's lawyer also called the footage gut-wrenching and praised Cassie's bravery for bringing all of this to light, even when so many tried to bury it. But get this, Diddy had been dying everything from the very beginning. I mean, he even got the whole thing settled within a day. And yes, he did not miss the chance to claim that he did not do anything Cassie accused him of in the lawsuit. But after the CNN video came out, his apology video followed soon after, and people were losing it because now they know Puff was caught red-handed. Like, blatantly lying. Going back, Diddy actually admitted it was real. He went on this whole apology tour saying he was disgusted with himself and that he took full responsibility. Classic PR cleanup, right? But then, plot twist, right before the trial,
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Diddy scrubs the apology from the internet like it never existed, and then his lawyers hit the court with a motion claiming, "Oh no, that video's fake." Excuse me? Now, it's a whole different level of ignoring the fact that there's a clear video of him doing nasty things to Cassie. And don't ask me what his legal team is planning, because boy, oh boy, people are as confused as well. Like, how on earth are they planning to get out of this mess? I bet it's pretty clear that saying something that obviously happened did not happen is not the best choice. However, Repods revealed that Diddy's lawyers just filed a fresh motion basically begging the court to block that damning hotel video from being shown at trial. Yep, the same video that had the whole internet in shock when CNN dropped it last year, showing Diddy assaulting Cassie in that hotel back in 2016. Now, what's wild is that Diddy's team isn't just saying, "Let's not show this." Nope, they're also asking for a backup plan. If the judge won't block the video outright, they want a full pre-trial hearing where Diddy can try to poke holes in the footage's credibility. In other words, they're scrambling for any way to keep this evidence from seeing the light of day in front of that jury. The legal filing? Oh, it's dramatic. Diddy's lawyers are out here claiming that the government hasn't proved the video is legit, and they're making a huge deal about how much of an impact it could have on the jury. They're basically saying that just seeing the video alone would be enough to ruin Diddy's chances of a fair trial.
Diddy is accusing federal prosecutors of showing the judge an edited version of his Cassie assault video to make him seem more dangerous than he actually is. According to the new documents filed by Diddy and his attorneys, they claim that the government has the full video. Most likely that's the version that we all saw, but they're alleging that the prosecutors changed the order of events to offer their most powerful evidence of danger and obstruction. Diddy also claims that the video shows no evidence of a freak-off, just a domestic dispute in which he ran down the hallway of a hotel to recover his clothes and cell phone.
Not only that, they're accusing the government of being sloppy, saying the feds didn't even try hard enough to track down the original footage. So now they're leaning heavily on something called the best evidence rule, arguing that if the original version isn't available, then the current video needs to be tossed out completely. This is major because that CNN video has been the centerpiece of the prosecution's case since it was dropped in May 2024. It's what got the ball rolling, and it's the piece of evidence that brought Diddy's entire empire crumbling down. A few months before, Diddy's lawyers were already crying foul, claiming the video was edited and manipulated, and that somehow the original footage had been conveniently destroyed, which, if true, could make it a lot harder to use in court.
They actually put that out?
Yeah, that's what they putting out. Is that he's also claiming that he didn't drag Cassie down the hallway and didn't throw a vase at her head. So what we all saw is not what we all saw, is what he's saying.
Oh, he's saying
yeah.
He's saying I guess he didn't throw the vase at her head. He just threw it at the wall. I guess he's saying, but we did see him kick her and slam it and all that other stuff,
He
right?
said only the contents of the vase. He didn't throw the vase.
But here's where it gets even juicier. CNN clapped back hard, and they made it crystal clear that they did not mess with the footage at all. According to them, not only was the video aired exactly as they received it, but the original copy is still safe and sound with the source who provided it. And let's not forget, CNN had already aired their bombshell report a month before Diddy even got arrested, so it's not like this was some last-minute scheme to take him down. Like, did he really think the internet would just forget? Sir, this ain't 1999. Screenshots and screen recordings exist for a reason. And now that Cassie's been named as a key witness, you already know Diddy is sweating. His whole vibe in court?
She was not dismissed. At one point, Combs asked for a bathroom break, telling the judge he was a little nervous. The court ultimately hopes to seat all 12 jurors plus 6 alternates by the end of this week before opening statements begin on Monday.
Nervous. Real nervous. He even asked the judge for a bathroom break because, and I quote, "I'm a little nervous today." Yeah, we bet you are. But get this, Cassie has kept things mostly private since all this drama exploded. Took to Instagram to open up about the deep scars left behind by years of abuse. She reflected on how domestic violence didn't just leave physical wounds. It shattered her sense of self and dragged her into a place she never imagined she'd be. But here's the thing. She's done the work, and while she's still healing, she made it clear that she's standing tall today, stronger than ever before. Her message wasn't just about her own pain, though. Cassie turned the spotlight to survivors everywhere, pushing the conversation beyond her own story. She acknowledged all the support pouring in from friends, family, and even strangers, saying that this collective love has helped her find a new sense of safety, something her younger self desperately needed. But she made one thing crystal clear. This is just the start of a much bigger fight. She's now on a mission to make sure the issue of domestic violence is front and center, no longer something whispered about behind closed doors. And Cassie is urging people to really listen to survivors the first time. She emphasized how incredibly hard it is for victims to speak up, especially when they've been trapped in fear and control. Her call to action was simple but powerful. She wants survivors to know they're not alone, and she's offering her own strength as proof that healing, while messy and never-ending, is possible. Let's not forget, Cassie has been through it. Back in November, she filed that explosive federal lawsuit accusing Diddy of not just physical abuse, but also rape, alleging years of brutal violence that included everything from punching to stomping. That case settled super fast, just one day after it was filed, but at the time, Diddy's team completely denied everything. Still, the video that came out recently, Yeah, that changed the entire conversation and left no room for doubt about what Cassie had been saying all along. So now, as this trial keeps heating up, Cassie's voice is becoming one of the most powerful in the entire case. She's stepping fully into her truth and shining a light for everyone who's still stuck in the dark. And by the looks of it, she's not stopping anytime soon. Well, unless something drastic changes, that video is getting played in court, in front of everyone. Jurors, lawyers, reporters, and most painfully, Cassie herself. Y'all, imagine sitting there and having to relive your trauma on a giant screen for the world to see. That's what Cassie is gearing up for. And get this, she's doing it under her real name. No pseudonyms, no hiding. Sis is ready to expose the truth, no matter how messy it gets. Behind the scenes? Phew, it's a full-on dumpster fire. Diddy's longtime powerhouse law firm, Grubman, Shire, Meiselas, and Sachs. Yep, the same firm that reps Madonna, Usher, and The Weeknd. They straight up dropped him. After 20-plus years of being on his team, they were like, we want no part of this. And here's where it gets extra spicy. Rumors are swirling that none other than Lady Gaga herself told the firm she would walk unless they cut ties with Diddy. Talk about Hollywood power moves. This firm,
Diddy was recently dropped by the law firm that was representing him, and then a report came out that it was because Lady Gaga is also represented by the law firm.
We're talking about the same people who handle business for the biggest names in the industry, icons, legends, superstars. So for them to cut ties with Diddy, it's a clear sign that things have reached a boiling point. And it all comes down to those mounting sexual assault allegations that have been piling up against him. The firm decided they were done dealing with the mess. Whispers started flying that Lady Gaga herself was behind the shakeup. Word on the street was that Gaga allegedly gave the firm an ultimatum: drop Diddy or risk losing her as a client. And y'all already know, Gaga is a massive name. Losing her? That would have been a total disaster for the firm, no question. But of course, once the rumors exploded, the firm jumped in quickly to do damage control. They told the media that nope, the decision had nothing to do with any client pressure, and they'd actually been planning to cut ties with Diddy for months. They claimed the reason was simple. The growing list of serious allegations against him made it impossible to keep him on the roster. And to add another twist, someone close to Gaga swore up and down that she never even had that supposed conversation with the firm in the first place. Now look, whether Gaga really laid down the law or not, one thing's for sure. If there was even a hint of truth to those rumors, the firm would have been sweating bullets. Gaga walking away could have triggered a full-on domino effect with other huge stars following her lead. No high-profile law firm wants to risk losing a chunk of their celeb clientele over one messy case. And Diddy's situation? It's about as messy as it gets right now. So, regardless of the back and forth about who said what behind the scenes, the result is the same. Diddy is out, and his legal support system just got a whole lot weaker. This is a major blow for him, especially since this firm has been by his side for decades, handling everything from contracts to crisis PR. Losing them at a time like this? Whew, it's not a good look. And let's be real, with the trial heating up and more damning evidence coming to light, Diddy can't afford to lose any more allies. Oh, and it gets even messier. One of Diddy's own lawyers, Anthony Rico, filed a motion to withdraw from the case, saying, and I quote, "Under no circumstances can I continue representing Mr. Combs." Yikes.
Fine, it's a difficult circumstance. He's making the best of the situation.
A situation one of Diddy's attorneys won't be part of moving forward. Anthony Rico announcing in court docs, under no circumstances can he continue defending the embattled rapper.
This is a serious proceeding with serious consequences, and all of us are addressing it accordingly.
In a motion filed on Thursday, Rico stopped short of revealing why he's stepping down from Diddy's legal team, just months ahead of the music mogul's scheduled trial date in May for sex trafficking and racketeering charges, all of which Diddy's denied.
I mean, for this reason alone, I truly understand why Diddy is having a meltdown. At this point, Diddy is burning through lawyers like he's burning through money. Desperation mode is on. So what's Diddy's latest move? baby, it's grasping at straws. His new defense is basically, it wasn't me. It was the alcohol. Yep, his team filed a motion claiming Diddy's mental capacity was diminished at the time of the alleged crimes because of drugs and alcohol.
With the start of the trial just days away, Diddy's legal team is now attempting to argue, get this, that the music mogul did not have the, quote, mental capacity to commit the alleged sex crimes due to his being under the influence of drugs and alcohol at the time. Prosecutors wrote in their filing, quote, the notice testimony relates to the defendant's diminished capacity to form the mens rea, meaning guilty mind, required to commit the charged offenses. In other words, a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt, end quote.
They're pushing to bring in a psychiatrist to say he wasn't fully aware of what he was doing. This dude is out there lying in front of the jury's face, and they're not stopping there. They've lined up a whole expert witness, a professor from Columbia University, no less, who's supposed to come in and tell the court that Diddy had some kind of mental condition that ties into his guilt. The plan? Convince the jury that because Diddy was so messed up, he couldn't have knowingly committed these crimes. But here's the thing. The prosecutors, they are not buying any of this nonsense. In fact, they've already filed a motion to block that expert testimony from even making it to the jury. Their stance is clear. All this talk about Diddy's mental state, drug use, and alcohol, completely irrelevant.
Legally speaking, prosecutors are shooting back on this, and this is how the reporters know that drugs and alcohol are part of the conversation of what Diddy's claiming, is because prosecutors responded in the document and they said, listen, there's rules that say you gotta let us know that y'all are going to be trying to claim that the evidence of drugs and alcohol as an effect to you or what you're about to lean on. You guys didn't do that in enough time.
They're saying it's nothing more than a smokescreen designed to confuse the jury and distract from the real facts of the case. And honestly, the jury is not here for the games either. From the moment this trial started, jurors have been hit with wave after wave of shocking evidence, videos, witness statements, FBI raid details. So, when Diddy's team tries to play the "I was too intoxicated to know what I was doing" card, yeah, the room is not feeling it. Let's break down the legal chess match real quick. According to the filings, the prosecutors made it clear that if Diddy's team wants to drag in any talk of how drugs or alcohol supposedly messed with his memory or brain function, they need to give proper notice first. And guess what? Diddy's side is already looking shaky on that front. The prosecutors even pointed out that the so-called expert's testimony would basically claim Diddy couldn't control his own behavior. Convenient, right? But let's not forget what's at the core of this case. The federal documents paint a chilling picture accusing Diddy of drugging his victims to force them into his notorious freak-offs. So, for him to now turn around and say he was the one out of control, that's a wild twist, and the prosecutors are making sure the court doesn't lose sight of the real issue here. The way this is playing out, it's obvious the prosecutors are laser-focused on keeping things crystal clear for the jury. They don't want any sideshows or distractions. They want the jury to see the cold, hard facts. And honestly, from the way things are going, it looks like the jury is already fed up with the backpedaling and excuses. Now let's talk receipts, because prosecutors have got a mountain of evidence ready to roll out. Remember those FBI raids on Diddy's LA and Miami mansions? Well, they turned up hours of footage.
We understand from our colleagues in Los Angeles that earlier today, a helicopter hovered above one of Diddy's homes there, that a similar law enforcement, they showed up there as well to search the property.
Hundreds of tapes showing his infamous freak-off parties. Yup, that's what they're calling them. And jurors are already being screened to make sure they're comfortable watching explicit content for like 2 months straight. Dozens of witnesses, many anonymous, are lined up to testify. But the star witness? Cassie, of course. If her testimony hits at the same time as that brutal video, Diddy's chances? Looking slimmer than slim. Oh, and let's not forget, Diddy was reportedly offered a plea deal that would have spared him decades behind bars, but he turned it down. Sir, bold move. Well, speculations are saying that Diddy actually has a pretty good reason why he avoided the plea deal. Like, we all know that in the industry, stitching is a big no-no. Now, if Puff says yes to the plea deal, it's only expected that he'll be asked to name the other celebs who are involved in this mess.
So what can you talk to me about?
Right. So a lot of names came up, like Kanye West and Mike Myers, right? And Michael B. Jordan. That doesn't necessarily mean these folks are going to be witnesses in the case. They might be, but more likely they're going to be mentioned. That's the phrase that the judge used.
So just imagine the number of people he'll be throwing under the bus, right? And nope, Diddy does not want to be named as a rat. Well, at least that's what most people are claiming, so he'll not take the plea deal, y'all. But wait, it doesn't stop there, because now a lot of fans are wondering who these people are. I mean, one of the biggest questions floating around right now, who else is going to get dragged into this? Now, big celebs were actually named when the trial started. And nope, not only the jury selection was the talk of the town, because now these celebs are also dragged in this mess. In case you are wondering what the lawsuit has to say about these people, here's what. Let's kick it off with none other than Michael B. Jordan. Yep, you heard that right. Mr. Sexiest Man Alive himself somehow got tangled in this whole web, and all because of a date. According to insider whispers from Variety, MBJ made the list after he went on a single date way back in 2015 with Cassie Ventura, Diddy's longtime girlfriend at the time, and now a key witness in the federal trial. Word on the street is Diddy was big mad about it. I mean, was it really just one date? Was there more to the story? Either way, Michael's name got tossed into the drama, but don't expect to see him in court. He's not testifying. Still, it's messy enough to get people talking. Now, if you thought that was random, hold up, because Mike Myers is on the list. Like, what? Fans were scratching their heads at first, but the best guess? It all goes back to a joke from the 2002 flick Austin Powers. Gold member. Remember when Dr. Evil showed off that wild E. Diddy tattoo on his butt after getting out of prison? Yeah, that moment might have ruffled some feathers. It's hilarious. But apparently, not everyone was laughing. Myers hasn't said a peep yet, but seriously, imagine landing in a federal case over a movie gag from 20 years ago. And speaking of unexpected names, let's talk Kid Cudi. This one's extra wild. According to Variety, Cudi ended up on the list because of a car explosion tied to his name. Yep, explosion. Now, there's no criminal charge connecting Diddy to that blast, but the streets and the courtroom haven't forgotten. Adding fuel to the fire? Cudi was rumored to be dating Cassie around at the same time. Coincidence? We'll let you be the judge. Next up, the one and only Kanye West. Now, and Diddy's history runs deep. Most recently, Kanye dropped a song in March featuring his daughter North, Diddy himself, and even Diddy's son King. The weird part? Kanye's exact link to the trial is still murky. But let's be real, when Ye's in the mix, things are never simple. Sliding over to Dallas Austin, this music producer and singer made the list too. The connection? Dallas dated Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-wife. Again, no details on why he's directly involved, but the dots are all over the place. Now here's where it gets even darker. Lorianne Gibson, the powerhouse choreographer you know from Making the Band, worked closely with Diddy on multiple projects, and she's no stranger to the chaos. Then we have Dawn Richard, a former Danity Kane member and another person who's been vocal about alleged abuse at Diddy's hands. According to reports, Dawn's case is still ongoing, and her accusations are some of the heaviest yet. And the list doesn't stop there. Harve Pierre, a bigwig at Bad Boy Entertainment, also shows up, but it's still a mystery why. Same goes for Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. Her name's in the pile too, but so far, crickets on the reason why. Oh, did I mention about the reports of Leonardo DiCaprio allegedly on the run because of Diddy? Well, he's not the only one, but he was the first of the many A-listers who reportedly packed up their bag in order to flee. You know, to go as far as they can and avoid getting caught up with all this Diddy mess. So this legal saga, it's looking like the ultimate celebrity crossover episode where no one is safe and the plot twists just keep rolling in. Even hotel staff, security guards, and silent witnesses are now under the microscope, and it's only a matter of time before Diddy might need to tell the truth. So, to recap, we've got a defense in shambles, bombshell video evidence, Cassie locked and loaded to testify, and a jury already hit with shocking claims. Let's not forget Diddy's attempt to cover his crimes with lies and false narrative, as if he's not confessed to some of it himself. People who are following the trial are also done with Diddy's absurdity. Like this person who commented, "He has no remorse at all, just spewing out more lies." Another one added, "Absolutely no remorse in what he is saying. He is just mad the video got out. I hope they all go down with him." Y'all, this trial? It's not just a legal case. It's a full-on reckoning for Diddy's entire empire. Will he somehow walk free, or is this truly the end of the bad boy era once and for all? Nothing is certain, and at this point, anything can happen, but one thing's for sure. Hollywood will never be the same after this. Crazy, right? But if you thought this was wild, oh, just wait until Cassie takes the stand, because Diddy's lies will surely pop like a bubble. That's another thing we are looking forward to seeing. Because y'all, there is no way the jury will let him slip away, especially when the person involved in one of his biggest lawsuits opens her mouth. But what do you guys think? Will he even have the chance to say that the video was altered? Will Puff still insist he is intoxicated and mentally unstable during all the alleged crimes he's committed? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to stick around because we'll keep you updated about this controversy.